What's up, Vinyl Community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live, as always, from the man cave. If I sound a little different than usual, it's because I've been battling a little bit of a head cold, seasonal, sore throat type deal, but I'm going to try to power on through it anyway. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of scores from dig number 3 for 2022. Some records that I bought from my boy Tree at ASUPREMELOVE here on YouTube, and also some recent finds and acquisitions. Grails throughout, mixed in. There's going to be some Grails in the box from Tree. There's going to be some Grails that I show you at the very beginning from dig number 3 for 2022 for Lunchbox Records. And there's going to be some Grails in the recent finds. So you guys, it's going to be Grails scattered throughout. So you might just have to watch the whole damn thing this time. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, first things first. First two Lunchbox Records popped up on their feed recently. Start off with number 1, which is right in front of me, I just cleaned. I'm about to spin. Can't wait. It's Charlie Mingus. Oh yeah. As you guys see the London there, this is a first UK stereo. Splat out. It's got that flimsy UK cover, of course. But hey, you know, kind of adds character if you know, in my opinion, honestly. But I've been on a big Mingus kick lately. I just got through listening to Blues and Roots a minute ago, which is a recent find. It was actually my last big find of 2022, which you guys of 2021, excuse me, which you guys will see coming up in a video here shortly. Anyway, the next one, my boy Tree at ASUPREMELOVE actually inadvertently helped me out. He was, you know, trying to help himself out, but inadvertently helped me out. I was at work, not paying any attention to Instagram or anything like that, and Lunchbox had posted this record as a, you know, a recent wall edition, and Tree had sent it to me and asked if there was any chance that I'd be able to snag it for him. And I was like, yeah, buddy, the only problem with that whole deal is it's one I don't have myself. So, you know, he graciously accepted. But here's the thing is, it would be Friday, which is, you know, today as I'm coming from you guys, before I would be able to make it up at the earliest. So I had just messaged Scott at Lunchbox and just said, hey, man, very interested. If it's there when I come up on, if it's there, I'd love to come up on Friday after work and snag it. And he messaged me back and said, hey, man, you know, sorry, somebody's already came in and grabbed it. I was like, oh, well, damn. And he's like, well, the person who came in did all the wall surfing but didn't look through the bins, and there's a bunch of stuff actually here. So, worth your time. I was like, okay, cool. So, I dropped in, and it turns out he was mistaken. The artist that I'm getting ready to show you, Scott was a little confused because this guy had grabbed another record by this exact same artist. But we're going to actually find out something together. It's Donald Byrd, Slow Drag. The record that the gentleman had grabbed that Scott was referring to was Donald Byrd, The Catwalk, which I already have a copy of. So didn't need that one, but that's the one Scott thought I was referring to. Wasn't even thinking about this one. The cool thing about this one is this bitch is sealed. Donald Byrd, Slow Drag, sealed. So I bought this not knowing what pressing it is. And then obviously Scott at Lunchbox wasn't going to open it and deteriorate the value. So it's one of 3 pressings, honestly. And we're going to find out what it is together. Let's see what we got. Let's pull this disgusting plastic off of it. Guys, I'm going to be the very first one to listen to this. And you guys know how much that means to your boy. Automatically. So late 60s Blue Note means, oh man, this just feels awesome to hold in my hands. Wow, I'm sorry guys, you're finding me nerding out here on video. But it's, because it's late 60s Blue Note, it's got that flimsy, like, front, like, gatefold to it. But I'll show it to you guys anyway. Donald Byrd. Sonny Red, Cedar Walton, Walter Booker, Billy Higgins. And now for the moment of truth, of course, you see guys got that clip, which I guess so many record stores did. I don't know why they did it. It's been explained to me several times. I'll still never understand. I'm just being honest. I'll never understand why it is. Plenty of these older guys explain to me all the time what it is, and I'll be like, yeah, it still doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But, gentlemen, exactly best case scenario. First stereo pressing. Yes. There were several scenarios, of course. Could have been that Blue Label Black Bee a few years later. I mean, several possible scenarios, and I just got the best one. Simple as that. So, thrilled with that, man. Sealed. So I'll be the very first one to ever drop the needle on this bad boy, and it didn't cost me an arm. He had to be cautious with this, with the pressing, because he didn't know which pressing he had. Me personally, if I'm him, what I do is I cut the plastic, find out what pressing I have, pricing it accordingly as near mint, and he would have ended up getting more money for it. But different strokes for different folks, and I reap the benefits of a very first pressing. So I am freaking thrilled for that. Man. Cheers, you guys. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Next up is a box of records that I recently purchased off my boy Tree McGee of ASUPREMELOVE. Here's the box. It's a bunch of stuff I have to show you guys, so I'm trying to keep it going relatively fast. Tree doesn't have step with the packaging. I think you guys have seen me open one of his before. He does not have step at all. This bad boy open. Of course he's got more. Yeah, buddy. Tree, I know you'll be watching this. You usually watch all my videos. Nobody's ever going to accuse you of not thoroughly packaging your records, sir. It will not happen. And I, for the record, love it. All right. So, first things first, the Great Kai and JJ, featuring Bill Evans, Paul Chambers, Tommy Williams, Roy Haynes, and Art Taylor. It's the very first release ever on Impulse, boys and girls. It's Impulse 1. Mono copy. I had an ABC Paramount pressing. He offered me the chance to upgrade, and I figured, why not? Splat out. Sweet stuff. So glad to have it. Beautiful copy. Next up is one that I've been after for a while. It's unfortunately not a first pressing, but it will hold me until I find said pressing, because A, it's from a friend that I can trust, and B, because I really just want the music on this one. So Out of the Afternoon, the Roy Haynes Quartet. So he's got this damn, he got this damn thing double sleeved. Been wanting an original of this one for a long time. Have to settle for this one for the time being. Super clean gatefold. Wasn't lying on that one, buddy. Very clean copy. It's Roy Haynes, Roland Kirk, Henry Grimes, Tommy Flanagan. One of these days I'll be able to show you guys that old orange and black firework, but until then, splat out on the ABC. Very thrilled on this one. Thanks, buddy, for getting this to me and for giving me a shot at it. next up, I guess it's the big one in the box. It's one that I had actually been after for years. Of an OG copy for years, and then I know a Tone Poet came out. I guess it was either 2020 or 21. I can't remember. And they're mastered so well, they just said screw it, and I went ahead and got the Tone Poet copy. And it was like, if one ever falls in my lap, then it falls in my lap. So stop looking. And then this one fell in my lap, and it fell in my lap courtesy of a buddy, my boy Tree, at a Supreme Love here, and helping him out towards another Grail actually that I think he recently purchased, and I think it's recently on his channel, so check that out. That's Curtis Amy Katanga. Get rid of some of that glare. And this is an original mono pressing. It's Curtis Amy on tenor and soprano, Dupree Bolton on trumpet, Jack Wilson on piano, Ray Crawford on guitar, Vic Gaskin on bass, and Doug Sides on the sticks. It's courtesy of Atlantic Records of Doug there. And it's a beautiful copy. Hands down. There's nothing else to be said really. It's just a beautiful copy. Man, very pleased with all this. Strong VG Plus copy. Been after this one right here for years. Awesome to finally hold it in my hands. I'll go ahead and hold on to that Tone Poet because, hey, either A, it'll be a nice companion copy for a comparison down the road. B, take some of the mileage off the OG, or C, hey, maybe that bitch goes up in value one day and I can flip it. But, so those are my finds from dig number 3 and scores for my boy Tree at a Supreme Love. And I'll be coming at you guys in just a moment with recent finds from elsewhere. All right, so now to the recent scores. The first 3 that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to try to go through this kind of quickly. There's going to be Grails involved, by the way, in this. The first few that I'm actually getting ready to show you are Grails, but they are for friends. Now, the very first I'm showing you is for my boy Jason at the Jazz Basement. I acquired it for you. This might be the first time you see it, buddy, if you watch the video. It's Drum Suite, Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Original mono copy, stellar. I just so happen to already have a copy. It was pitched to me, as so many are. I already had a copy, so I immediately thought of a friend. Glad I could help you out, Jason. This will be coming your way very soon. Next 2 are from my boy Ed. You guys hear me talk about Ed a lot. He gets a lot of my stuff, a lot of my doubles, helps me out a lot towards a lot of scores. But Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, The Big Beat. This is an OG mono press. I'm fortunate enough to already have a copy. Splat out, so my boy Ed gets this one. Simple. There are perks to being friends with your boy. Next up, one that is a monster of a record in my personal opinion, and I feel like it should be in pretty much every jazz collection, honestly. It's just, it's one in the Blue Note canon that you don't hear about often, that not many people know about, that even fewer people have, but the people that have it and the people who have heard it thoroughly appreciate it, myself included. I was very, 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 very lucky to knock an original mono pressing of it off my Grail list, off my want list in 2021, and soon after get offered another copy. So I already knocked the original mono copy off my list in 2021 and got offered an original stereo copy here just a couple of weeks ago, and immediately thought about friends, and I was able to hook my boy Ed up with Don Wilkerson's Preach Brother. So it's Don Wilkerson with Grant Green, Sonny Clark, Butch Warren, Billy Higgins again. Original stereo copy. Look how clean this bitch is, guys. It's clean as hell. Ed, if you see this before you get it, you're going to be happy. So everything else that you're going to see from here on out is mine. Going to run through a lot of the more common, lesser Grail stuff relatively fast. Sarah Vaughan, orchestra arranged and conducted by Michael LeGrand. Great stuff. I love Sarah Vaughan. Next up, Mallets Aplenty featuring Terry Gibbs. That's OG on MRC. Again, great stuff. Next up, Yusuf Lateef Sweet 16. And that's on Atlantic. It's a stereo press. Splat out. What's special about this one? About this actual copy. What's sweet about this one? White label promo. Splat out. Next up, Dizzy Gillespie Cornucopia. It's an OG stereo. Awesome stuff. Underrated Dizzy album. Next up, Sonny Rollins, Horn Culture, and it's on Milestone. Yeah, Sonny on Milestone. Everything, you guys have heard me sing the praises of Milestone several times. But Sonny on tenor, Walter Davis Jr. on piano, Masuo on guitar, Bob Cranshaw on electric bass, David Lee on drums, and Tume on percussion. Tume, of course, just passed here recently. But it's Sonny Rollins on Milestone. So, great stuff. Phenomenal record. Next up, Roy Ayers, Ubiquity. Change Up the Groove, Polydor. Roy Ayers' early 70s stuff is just essential, in my personal opinion. Great stuff. And this one is, you know, the same. It's just, this is, to me, if you're a fan of Roy Ayers, then you have to have every release from the early 70s, especially. This one is no exception. So, Roy Ayers, Ubiquity. Change Up the Groove. Next up, Black Vibrations, Sonny Stitt, Prestige. Sonny Stitt, Virgil Jones, Leon Spencer, Don Patterson, organ, Melvin Sparks, and Idris Muhammad on drums. So, phenomenal lineup. Next up, Shirley Scott, Satin Doll on Prestige, OG stereo. Great stuff, thrilled to have it. Next up, Freddie Hubbard, The Baddest Hubbard, with Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Billy Cobham, George Benson, Keith Jarrett, Erto, Hubert Laws, and Jack DeJohnette. CTI. Phenomenal record, honestly. I've sung the praises of CTI on this channel before. I'll do so here now. Great stuff. Next up, African Waltz, Cannonball Adderley and his orchestra. It's on Riverside. It's an OG mono. It's my second copy of this one. I went ahead and got this one because it was a great deal. I believe so far I've been unable to flip the other copy, but I have to go back and look. I might have been able to flip it. I just can't remember. I don't know. But anyway, about it, it's Cannonball Adderley on Riverside. So it's a phenomenal release, and one that I highly recommend. Next up, Benny Carter, Jazz Giant on Contemporary. I actually scored that one toward the end of 2021, but I'm just now getting it. Next up, Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, It's Your World. Awesome live album. If you guys look down here, promo copy. It's awesome stuff. 2 LP, of course. White label promo splat out on Arista. Thrilled to have it. Not the last Gil Scott-Heron you're going to see in this stack, by the way. Next up, another Sonny Rollins Brass, Sonny Rollins Trio. It's on Verve. It's OG stereo. Got that glossy cover. You don't see that quite as often as you do some of the others. Sonny Rollins tenor, Nat Adderley on cornet, Clark Terry on trumpet. It's this phenomenal record. Next up, Monk, big band and quartet and concert. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you got big band on one side and quartet on the other side. It's been a while since I've heard this one. What was cool about this one is I've seen it a million times, but I've always seen it in stereo. Well, this one's in mono, which is the first copy I've ever seen in mono, so obviously I had to have it. And then it's Monk. So you kind of have to have anything Monk if you're a jazz fan, especially if you're a Monk fan. The last 3 for me are big deals. I mean, there's several big deals in that stack, but 3 big deals coming up back to back. First one is A New Black Poet, Gil Scott-Heron. Small Talk at 125th and Lenox. Flying Dutchman, Stereo Press. His debut on Flying Dutchman, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Somebody please feel free to correct me in a non-douchery way, if necessary. Of course, there's that white label splat out. I love Gil Scott-Heron. Love him. If I see Gil Scott-Heron, I'll Tonto jump on it. Next up is arguably one of this artist's best sounding albums, in my opinion, and one of my favorite recordings by said artist. It's that original stereo pressing on Contemporary, and it's Sonny Rollins and the Contemporary Leaders. Let's go ahead and get some of that glare up out of there. But it's Sonny Rollins and the contemporary leaders Barney Kessel, Hampton Halls, Leroy Vinegar, and Shelly Manne. It's an absolutely phenomenal record. It sounds astonishingly good. For me, to me, Blue Note and Contemporary are the two meccas for sound, for jazz record labels, for me. Nothing sounds better than those two labels, in my opinion. Of course, somebody's opinion is going to differ, and that's fine. They're entitled to be wrong. But thrilled to have this one. Maybe going to throw it on here in just a minute, actually. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning, but hey, I've been sick, so I've been sleeping a little bit more. Splat out, by the way, on that OG stereo press. And the last one is one that I've actually been after for a while. I had thought about grabbing a Music Matters pressing once, didn't do it. Dylan at Noble Records had an SRX copy on his wall, I think a year ago. Of course, those have skyrocketed, thought about doing it, but didn't. I was like, it just doesn't feel right. And all that holding out worked out because now I have an original stereo pressing of Art Blakey in the Jazz Messengers, Free for All. Big boy shit, boys and girls. Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Curtis Fuller on trombone, Wayne Shorter on tenor, Cedar Walton on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, and Art Blakey on the sticks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is one fucking master of a record. I absolutely love it. I'm kind of a firm believer that Blakey never played on a bad record. So many of these other artists that are on the lineup also never played on a bad record. You add all that together with Blue Note Records and RVG Mastering, and how can you possibly lose? So, splat. Awesome stuff. So thrilled to have it. So, anyway. Awesome scores. One more I got to show you guys, actually. It's one that just came in today that I'd actually forgotten about. Hadn't forgotten about it, excuse me. I had it laid out over here to clean to possibly spin here shortly. Last one for the videos, one I should have showed a few records ago. But it's just came in the door today. Herbie Hancock. I have no idea how to pronounce that, the title. I'm not even going to try it. It's on Warner Brothers Records. It's one of my favorite Herbie post Blue Note releases. It's phenomenal stuff, and I highly recommend it to anybody. But, yeah. So that's my, I guess, first, recent finds, segment of 2022. So for all of you guys watching, we're preparing for some winter weather here in upstate South Carolina. Coming up this weekend. Hopefully it's minimal. And wherever you guys are, I hope you're all safe and warm. And I hope you're vibing out to some awesome tunes. And I hope you're all happy. Until next time, until next video, keep chopping that into you guys.